So Sonakshi, how does this OTT platform decide on their content? Like what will actually work for the viewers?
It's very difficult to say कि if इस theme पे हम movie या show बनाएंगे तो वो चल जाएगा. You can never guarantee a success. But I think what worked in case of, at least when I was there, part of the content acquisition team. So we ensured that we worked with storytellers or creators who were wanting to do great work and make a difference,
Right.
and wanted to tell stories which were not run-of-the-mill stories. So I think at Prime Video we indexed very heavily on telling stories which are slightly different from what has been done.
Yes, right.
And I think that's what made it really special.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Storyteller Studio. Another fun episode that we are shooting today, and we have someone really interesting with us. Hi Sonakshi.
Hey Poonam, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Very well.
So take us through your journey and tell us a little about you.
Sure. When you ask me about my journey, the only thing that pops up in my mind is my career, because that's how you usually introduce yourself. But yeah. I've been in Bombay all my life, and I'm part of the media industry. I've been working as part of the media industry for the last 15 years. My last stint was with Amazon Prime Video, and I'm currently working as a consultant with a tech company called Pratilipi. Other than that, I have a little daughter. Her name is Anaya. So that's me in a nutshell. Yeah.
That's nice. Do you also have any hobbies that you?
Few, I guess. I enjoy dancing. I love to dance, so I go out with my girlfriends for that. And I also recently learned reading tarot, which has always been I've for some reason always every year fetched a tarot reader and sort of just done a session, and I've always found it very interesting. So I've started to do that now. I read for people, though not full time, but yeah, I've also learned that. And the rest of the time I like spending with my daughter and friends, etc. That's it.
Superb. Sounds good. So Sonakshi, give us some background about what you've been doing previously and you've been doing now. Plus, you're a mother. So how has motherhood and working come along?
Sure. So like I mentioned, I have been working for the last 15 years now. I've worked across many companies, including Disney, Star, Amazon more recently, and now a tech company. It's I would honestly say that I've been fortunate. I think I've got very good companies to work with, and they've had some great policies that I could take good advantage of as a mother. My work in media is a little erratic in the sense that there are no fixed timings, right?
Yeah.
So I'm into the content business, so I buy content or I sell content. So I deal with a lot of producers, actors, that kind of a fraternity, which works in a very not 9-to-5 manner, right? So it's always been a little bit of struggle to sort of balance both motherhood and work. But luckily, I think having good mentors, bosses, teams, and generally, ensuring that you plan well, I'm a big planner. So, if I have to do something in the later half of the week, I should know that at least 3 days in advance, so I'm able to sort of balance it out. That's the way I've been dealing with things. It's been good, but truth be told, it's not always been easy. For example, my 3 to 4 years in Amazon Prime Video, especially during COVID, were crazy. We were working 14 hours a day. Even though the good part happened was that I was working from home, so at least I could, look after my daughter. But being at home, not being able to get out to entertain your child, then to manage the house was really stressful.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, there have been moments like that where it has taken more from you than you would have liked to give. But time has passed and somehow we've managed.
To sail through, right. So have you ever thought, or did you ever take a career break during your?
Yeah, actually, I did. After working for about 3.5, 4 years at Amazon Prime Video, like I mentioned, it was a fairly demanding stint.
Mhm.
I did take a career break. That was not very far back, actually. It was in 2023 only. I decided to take some time off and just step back and evaluate what I wanted to do. And also, my daughter had started school, big school at that time. So she was in her senior KG at that time. So I decided to just give her some time because I think I kept feeling like I'm not part, because I used to see all mothers so active on WhatsApp group and so ensuring that everything is done. They were
the mommy
studying.
guilt.
Yeah, exactly. So all of that was happening, and I unfortunately didn't find the time to sit with her, go through her phonic, make her learn words or things like that. So I decided to take a break at that time, both for my daughter and for my own mental peace. And it's been actually a year and a half. And yeah, so the break's been because of that. I only started working as a consultant part-time in the last 6 months, because I decided that I have to get back to the business before it gets too late.
Correct.
But I luckily managed to find a consulting gig which gives me the flexibility to sort of manage my time as well as my family and my own personal needs. So yeah, that's how it happened.
So is it difficult to get back to the game once you take a little break?
So yeah, honestly, it is not easy to get back, especially depending on what kind of a level you are also at. I think after 15 years of work experience, it also gets very difficult, because you are at a certain level when you decided to quit your job, right? In terms of both salary, designation, work experience, etc. As you grow up the funnel, the opportunities keep reducing, right? So it is very difficult to get back at that point. Also, as we all know, the economy has not been great. So also these external factors matter a lot.
Right.
Right. So yeah, it's not easy to get back. But I think the good thing that has happened over the last few years, the gig economy is sort of catching up, right? Where a lot of startups or companies are open to having part-time consultancy based workers. So I think that has really helped, because I think you manage to at least get a foot in the door before you're able to come back fully. So yeah, taking a break and coming back to corporate is a slow burn process. It doesn't happen instantly. You'll be lucky if you immediately get a job, but usually it will take your time to find your foothold and find a good opportunity again. It takes time.
Correct. So there are many women listeners, I'm sure, listening to us, and some might be even wanting to take a break because they can't really handle the house, the work, and the kids. So what is your one advice for the women listening?
Yeah. I don't think there's like a one advice, but I can tell you a few things that I went through, and I think everybody should think of these things before and after they decide to take a break. One is reach out to your managers and your office and see if there is a way to sort of attain any amount of flexibility. You'd be actually surprised to know that a lot of managers or companies are really supportive nowadays to manage these things with you. They'll probably give you the liberty to work from home, or will understand your situation. So do that before, because you will feel overwhelmed from time to time, and you have to realize that you are not a superwoman, and you will drop the ball more than you like it. So, and it is not possible for you to be everywhere at all times, especially when your child starts school. There will be a lot of parents who will be so involved, would have the flexibility because they're either working by themselves, they have their own business, or they're stay-at-home moms and dads. And that's fine. And you will continuously feel like, oh my God, like my child is not coping up. And that's all right, because you're doing your best. Right? So I think the first thing you should definitely do is reach out to your offices and your managers and see if there's a way to develop any sort of flexibility which would help you. If that's not the case, and you think financially you have the leeway to take a break, please do. By all means, I think a break does a ton of good to you. It just sort of gives you the chance to unwind, to reset and rewire yourself, even if you decide to do nothing in that break. So usually, because when I started the break, I was like, ये करना ही पड़ेगा because otherwise my break will be useless and there will be no time to do. But I don't think that works because that is no different from what you would do in a job, right? So I think it's okay to take that break, but be mindful, like I already mentioned, that it is difficult to get back, especially depending on the level of corporate levels you are on, and the level of job that you are on, or how senior you are in your career. It gets that much more difficult to come back. So if you're doing that, ensure that you network at all times.
Okay.
So even before you decide to take the break, during your break, and when you decide to come back, it's very important to network. So I think once you do that, and be open to other kind of work. For example, work based on commission, work based on consultancy, work based on projects, and not necessarily
not like a full-time
not
break.
necessarily a full-time thing when you're returning. So once you open your mind to these kind of things, then it's okay for you to take the break, because you know what the reality is. I'll be honest with you, when I took a break, I was like, 6 months mein I'll get a job, because I have worked for like 5 companies. I know a ton of people, and I didn't get a job for like almost a year. Luckily, because I was in touch with a ton of people, somebody I knew from Pratalapi reached out saying that we need someone in Bombay who's doing this, etc., etc. So can you please help us with this? And these kind of things will keep coming to you. So just be open to like different kind of work, learning new roles. Basically, the idea is just be open. And the other thing is that be realistic. Do not overestimate your abilities or get disheartened if things don't work out the way they are. And try your level best at your current company to see if there is a way for you to get the flexibility that you're looking at, even if that means that you give up a little bit of your responsibilities and maybe take a step back in your career. That's probably better than just getting into a break because you don't know what the outcome of the break is going to be like. So yeah.
That's a very practical and a very powerful message that you've given the audience.
Yeah.
So Sonakshi, how does this OTT platform decide on their content? Like what will actually work for the viewers? And also you mentioned that you worked with Amazon Prime.
Right? That's correct.
So they have such good series that they've come up with. Path-Breaking Man, all these Patal Lok, Panchayat, Family Man.
Correct, yeah.
So how do you all pick up such good shows?
So there is no the field that we are in, which is a content business, is a very creative and a subjective field. It's actually difficult to pinpoint that this is what will work. It's very difficult to say कि if इस theme पे हम movie या show बनाएंगे तो वो चल जाएगा. You can never guarantee a success. But I think what worked in case of, at least when I was there, part of the content acquisition team, was that we made an effort to tell stories which were not told earlier. And I think we indexed very heavily on stories rooted in India. I think that was something that we sort of had a sense of, because we are at a time in India where we want to, where everybody's, positively ambitious about India, right? And there is sentiment of growth, and there is sentiment of we want to do well and we want to make a mark for ourselves. I think it was just that understanding of the audience, which was not, which didn't come from anything specific. I think we just, when you are in that field, when you talk to people on a daily basis, when you're in touch with your audiences, that's a sense that you get. And that's how I think that's what worked, at least when I was there. So we ensured that we worked with storytellers or creators who were wanting to do great work and make a difference, and wanted to tell stories which were not run-of-the-mill stories. So I think at Prime Video we indexed very heavily on telling stories which are slightly different from what has been done. And I think that's what made it really special.
So for selecting your shows, did you all use AI?
Not really. I don't think we used artificial intelligence for selection purposes. Also, at that point in time, there weren't as many tools available as they are right now. However, we did use a lot of I mean, we were building at that time a lot of machine learning tools internally because these will be proprietary in nature. We cannot use the tools that are available outside. But no, we didn't use a lot of AI at the time, at least.
Now?
Now,
idea
however, I don't know if things have changed, so I won't be able to comment. But I think now I do see the role of AI increasing in every aspect of our work.
Yeah.
Going forward, I think what it is doing is that it is making your life really easy. Having said that, of course, there are a lot of piracy concerns and things like that which we need to tackle. But yeah, but it will be used rampantly. For example, while we didn't use it in the selection process, we did have AI integrated into the app because your algorithm, which suggests, basis your old history as to what you should watch and what you shouldn't watch, is AI, right? In its purest form. And I'm sure going forward there will be a lot of work which would happen, a lot of clerical work and data assimilation work and then data analyzing work, etc., which would happen via AI.
So would it be taking many people's job, do you think, in the future?
It's a tough question, and I think that's a hot topic of debate, right? Nobody knows the answers to it, but we're already seeing the effect, right? For example, the big companies are already sort of asking people to leave. A lot of them is also because AI is being integrated. In fact, currently I work with Pratilipi, which is a tech company, and we use AI extensively for a lot of work in our company. So I won't be surprised that it does affect livelihood of a lot of people, and that's just my view. I don't know if it's true or not. Having said that, I feel like this is going to become just like how computers was for us, right? So it will become like a default go-to for everybody at some point. You will have no choice but to learn it, and it will only make your life better at some point. But yeah, I think the question is, because it's changing so fast, because technology is developing so fast, there's so many tools, there's so many things to learn, will we be able to keep up? That's the tricky question, and I'm not sure the right answer to that is what. So yeah.
So Sonakshi, you mentioned about your hobbies and you're a tarot card reader.
That's correct, yeah.
So tell us more about it.
I think I mentioned this in my earlier question also. I have, I don't believe in fortune telling, but I have, for some or the other reason, out of kicks or whatever, like just for masti, I have every year gotten a reading done by a tarot card reader for the last 5 to 6 years at least, from what I remember. And I always found it very interesting because I realized that every time I went to the reader, it wasn't that she was telling me something new, but she was just, making me see like a mirror to what I was like truly feeling inside, which is why I decided that I want to learn, how to read a tarot. And I did that. And I realized that it is one of the better tools you would have to just understand what you're truly feeling and just become like a guide to how should you approach a particular problem or a situation in your life. For example, just hypothetically giving you an example, if you were at a crossroads, say, in your career, and you don't know, coming back to your old question of should I take a break or not? I think just pulling cards out sometimes makes you realize what you truly are thinking and where your mind is and your heart is leaning towards. So I think it's a very nice mechanism for you to just know yourself and befriend like a small deck of cards which can just help you sort of navigate life.
But are they accurate? Like
I said, unlike what is presented in the media, tarot cards are not really meant for fortune telling. It is not there to tell you what your future is going to be like. It actually just reads what your energies are around. Like, how are you thinking and what is your attitude? So it's actually a great way to sort of flip your attitude towards a particular problem that you may be feeling, because you realize, oh my God, this is what I'm truly feeling. Because what happens sometimes is we may know, not everybody is super self-aware and knows exactly what they're feeling and why they are feeling. I think it just helps you understand that about yourself and people better. So even when, suppose I'm reading for you, I'm not telling you that this is what's going to happen in your life. I'm telling you that at the current point in time, this is what you're feeling. And this is maybe the likelihood of what will come out of it because of the way your attitude is right now or the way you're feeling right now.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So, what is tarot exactly?
So tarot is basically a deck of about 78 cards, which are bifurcated into major arcana cards and minor arcana cards. Major arcana cards basically represent the big events in your life. Basically, you know, how you start your journey as a little baby, you grow up, shadi, wadi, wo, every life stage. And minor arcana deals more with your day-to-day issues and things like that. I think a better way to explain this would be that I show you the deck, right?
Wow.
So this is the tarot deck. Like I said, we have about 78 cards. And basically what we do is, you know, if I'm reading for you, you ask me a question, I will lay down the cards and I will pull up a card to try and answer your question. Why don't you just pull one and then we see what it says and we can tell you that.
And I have the question in my mind, or should I share it with you?
So usually you would share the question with me and that's how I'll answer it. But for now, I think you can just pull a card and then let's see.
Wow, this is so exciting. Should I see it?
Yeah, you can see it and then share it with me.
Wow.
Okay, so this is, for example, this is the Justice card, which is the Major Arcana card. Like I said, Major Arcana basically deals with the bigger life, you know, stages or concerns in your life. Justice generally talks about doing the right thing in life. It says that you will reap how you sow. So whenever this card comes up, it will basically tell you that, for example, if the question in your mind was, how would, you know, my business do? This would tell you that if you put in the effort, you will see the results.
Right.
And you have to do right. Like
Correct.
there are no shortcuts. You cannot, you know, you cannot do something illegal or something which is not correct in the eyes of, you know, law or God. And you need to do right by you, and that's how you will see the results.
Wow, that's such a strong card, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. So there's 78 cards, you
That's
said,
correct,
right?
yeah.
So every card is different?
That's correct. So just to show you maybe another major arcana card. For example, this is the Lovers card. Let me just it's a very popular card in, you know, in amongst people. It basically talks about usually it would be in the connotation of your love life, but actually it could be a connection or a relationship or, you know, like a karmic connection in any form.
Okay.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that it talks about your love life or your boyfriend or your husband. It just talks about two people and their connection.
Wow, strong card. So let's talk about the talk of the town, IPL. So will those cards show me, like, will my favorite team win or which team would be winning this year?
Let's try.
Let's
and then
do that.
Let's see if it's correct. So what's your favorite team?
Chennai Super Kings.
So let's ask the card. Will CSK win this year? Let's just pull this card. Yeah, they have everything that they want and there's a good chance they may.
But they're right now just at the bottom.
The Magician card, by the way, talks about having all the resources that you need to accomplish what you want to.
Oh.
And if they put the resources to good use, there's a good chance they may win.
Oh, wow, and that too, it's a yellow color card.
Yeah.
And moreover, Chennai, of course, being my favorite,
Yeah.
which other team has more chances of winning this year?
I'll have to do like a full reading on that. That's tough one to tell right now.
Okay.
But if we ask for specific teams, tell me which other team.
Now, my second favorite team, Royal Challengers Bangalore.
Okay, let's try. Well, RCB, is there a likelihood of RCB winning?
They're playing pretty well.
No.
Such mein?
No.
Oh, God.
Looks unlikely that they're going to win. Yeah. Don't hold me to it. But yeah, looks unlikely. They need to have a backup. It's not
Wow,
working.
this was such a fun session,
Yeah.
Sonakshi. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
It was so nice to talk to you.
And thank
be
you
here.
so much for coming to the
Anytime.
Storyteller Studio. We loved
Anyhow.
having you.
I love the fact that you are getting, I love your tagline, for example, everyone has a story to tell. I think it's amazing. And it's good to have like regular people come and talk about them, because I truly believe that everyone has something very interesting in their lives going on.
Yes.
That's
And
true.
I agree. Thank you.
Thank you.